Well, hello there. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's right. I am here and I am talking about Google Calendar today. Welcome to Diamond Monday. So, look, I had a little bit of an emergency. I had to cancel and I didn't know when I was going to come on, but I was definitely coming on to tell you about Google Calendar. This past 2 weeks, I've been using Google Calendar to schedule my events, to schedule my schedule, to put everything in perspective. And I'm telling you, I am getting so much done. And if it wasn't for my husband, I'd get more done. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back to Diamond Monday. I'm telling you, my name is Yaya Diamond. I am a podcaster. I am a TV personality, iHeartRadio personality. And basically what I do here is I do interviews on this channel. However, what I've been noticing is a lot of people have been asking me, hey, Yaya, how do you do this? How do you do that? How you do? So let's go ahead and get into it, because I think that with this channel, and being that this channel is inspirational, it is a channel so that you can learn about going after your goals, after your dreams, by other people's mistakes, other people's journeys, and also being inspired yourself to go after your dreams by these people's journeys. So with that in mind, I figured let's start with the basics. Google Calendar. What is Google Calendar? Well, if you have a Gmail, you'll have a calendar. It's just like having YouTube. If you have YouTube, you have a Gmail, and Google is owned by YouTube. Google owns YouTube. So, but there's a lot to do with Google Calendar. And I'm going to start today with just the basics to get you started, because you can have Google Calendar on your desktop. You can have it on your mobile phone, which I do. I have it on my mobile, and basically it sits here. And let me tell you something, whenever I have something scheduled, it alerts me. I put alerts on and everything. So we're going to go ahead and go into the basics of Google Calendar. But before we do that, I want to tell you why Google Calendar is the best thing that you can do if you really do it right. So having that schedule there is going to keep you on point. It's going to keep your attention. And not only that, your itinerary is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're always going to have something spaced. I always say, and I do suggest this, that when you do your calendar, make sure that you're spacing yourself at least an hour away from the last thing you did, because you need that break. You really do need that break. So you can get started at 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m. I don't care when you get started. I don't care if you work the night shift and then you have to, you know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, space yourself no less than 30 minutes. No less than 30 minutes. But I always say an hour. So what I've done is I wake up, I do my exercise, and then I take an hour. Usually that hour is just relaxing, drinking, watching the sun, just breathing, meditating, taking a moment. And then within that hour, I might do something else that's not planned. An emergency might come up. I might have to make an errand. And so it's not going to bother me so much because I have that extra hour in between. So then you'll schedule your next agenda within that next hour. So always look at your day as in segments instead of in full day. So this day is cut up into different segments of the day. So instead of having, and I've heard this before, I forgot who said this, and I'm not very good with holding names in my head, but I know I'm very good at remembering what I hear. He said that you don't have just one day, you have multiple days in one day. So take your day and segment it, so that you have maybe 3 or 4 different things that you do in one day. If you don't get something done, it's not the end of the world. You can relax, because if you wake up the next day, then you can do it. If you don't, then there's no need to even worry about it, right? So so we're going to go ahead and go with this. So I'm going to go ahead and take you to my screen, and we're going to talk about Google Calendar. So what I've done is I've created, because I do have my own travel business. I do have a vacation spot. And what I do with my sister is we have a timeshare, and we kind of like have different packages that we can sell. And on this one, I haven't set up the Google Calendar yet because we haven't really set up the whole program. So I'm starting that. And it's a great program, by the way, but I haven't done anything. So you can see here, it says, welcome to your new Google Calendar. So when you set up a Google account, and I'm not going to take it for granted that you know this. I'm just going to go ahead and go through. When you set up a Google account, you're going to have so many different wonderful options, YouTube and Google and this and that. There's so many different things, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to Google Calendar. So I got it. You can go ahead and download this on your phone, which I already have. And if you have an Apple, then you can download it on your Apple as well. And you can also use it on your desktop, which I don't because literally, I have it on my phone. So it's one or the other. What's more convenient for you? Okay, great. So I got it. So this is what you're going to see when you first go in. You're going to see your week. I don't like to look at weeks. I like to look at months. And I'm going to tell you why. I have right here, it says day, week, month, year, schedule A, and 4 days. Show weekends, show declined events. I always do that because I want to make sure that I know when something is canceled. Okay, so I'm going to go into the month because I like to see that. So as you can see, there's nothing personal here. And it's been already kind of put through here. And I got some calendars here. And I got these here. Yes, my name is Kim. But they call me Yaya. So, all right. So listen to this. So you got birthdays, you got reminders, you got tasks, you got holidays in the United States. If you don't want something to show up, just check the box. It's so simple. I don't want to see the holidays right now. What I want to see, I don't even want to see my name. I don't want to see birthdays. I don't want to see reminders, and I don't want to see tasks. I'm going to go ahead and take it down to the bare minimum. With Google Calendar, you have the option of having your day, your week, your month, your year, your schedule. So let's go ahead and look at what the year would look like. See that? And with here, you can actually check on the day and see what's coming up on that day. And Google will go ahead and go through that day for you and see if you have anything scheduled. Obviously, I don't have anything scheduled, and so it's going to keep going. And I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. Wonderful. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and put them in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and comment, and I will definitely look and see what kind of questions you may have. Some of these I cannot post, so if you did have something, just let me know. If I can't see your comment, I will definitely answer it later, okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, so here we go. We have your day, your week, your month. Let's go back to the month. If you want to schedule something, the biggest thing that I tell people is make your own calendar. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to other calendars. You can subscribe to someone's calendar. So let's just say that your business has a calendar and they want you to subscribe to their calendar. Well, you can definitely do that. You can subscribe to someone else's calendar. You can create a new calendar, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to create a new calendar. We're going to browse calendars of interest. So if there are any open calendars out there, let's say your favorite band has a Google Calendar. You can literally browse their calendar and put it on your schedule so you know when they're going to be on tour or when your favorite speaker is going to be in town if they have a Google Calendar. So this is all wonderful. You can also post from a URL. So basically someone's website, if they have a calendar up there and Google can read it, then definitely you can import it here, right here from the URL, or you can import the calendar. Basically, you can download the calendar to your computer and then upload it, and that's another process, and we can go through that another time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a new calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and go here and create a new calendar. So as you can see, when I do that, I create this new calendar. I want to make sure that everybody's good out there. You guys good? So when I go out there and I create a new calendar, I'm going to put a name for this calendar. So I'm going to put here new clients, just new clients. And then here in the new clients, I might write appointments made, and then made confirmed. Confirmed. Okay. I'm not going to leave this. That's just something that, and I'm going to create the calendar. But wait a minute. I'm not just going to create the calendar. Right here, I have New York time, which is Eastern. I can literally go to any time zone in the world and choose where I live or what time zone I want this calendar to be in. So let's just say you work all over the world, or let's just say that this calendar is for Europe. So what you would do is you would look for European time. So you can go here, and I'm not really sure where it is. I know it's Pacific Standard Alaska time. We got Hawaii, we got Central Standard Mexican Pacific. If I keep going down, Eastern Standard Time, of course, we can keep going down here. Cuba, wow, Nassau, New York is where I want to be, but I'm going to just keep going. Argentina, wow. So as you can see, here's European. So if you want to be your Central European Standard Time, you can click here. If you want to be Ireland, UK time, you can click here. So in the UK, that's where it would be if you want that to be. And that's very important. You know why? Because some of your clients may be on the other side of the world. You don't want to be calling them at 1:00 in the morning. Just saying. It might be 1:00 in the morning at your time, and you might want to put an alert. And if you did that, then what will happen is Google will alert you that you do have a meeting at 1:00 in the morning, and it'll alert you at your time according to their time. So that's very, very important. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to Eastern Standard Time, which is where I'm at. And I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to create my calendar. Bang. So when I create my calendar, I'm going to go down to configure. Because I didn't get all of the rest of my things that I needed to actually do. So I need to go ahead and auto accept invitations, do not show invitations, or do I automatically add all invitations to this calendar, or do I auto accept invitations that do not conflict? I do suggest that you auto accept invitations that do not conflict with whatever you have going on. Because if you auto accept and it conflicts, you could be overbooking yourself, and you don't want to do that. So make sure that you're doing the auto accept invitations that do not conflict, or you can just say do not show invitations, but then you're going to miss out on any invitations you may have to join somebody on a different platform. They may want to invite you to something and you may not be able to go, but then you see it on your calendar and then bang, it's there. Oh my gosh, I can actually go. So you want to make sure that you can do that. Okay. So you can also export your calendar and take it somewhere else if ever you wanted to do that. So you can also make this available to the public. I don't make my calendar available to the public because my calendar, I have a multiple amounts of calendars. They do not conflict because I did put down that if I am somewhere, I usually use just one of my calendars for my appointments, but I don't make it shareable and I don't make it public because I'm the one that's in control of it. And I want to make sure that no one else can actually see what's going on. I like to keep people's information private as well. So that's something you can make a public, and you can also just leave it private. Okay. You can share with specific people. So right here, I have vacationwithyaya@gmail.com. So if I wanted to add another person, I can actually go in here and add another email. I can select, make changes. They can actually see only, free, and busy, and they can make changes and manage sharing. So somebody else can come in here and help me schedule. So if you are an artist and you have a manager or a publisher or someone to that effect, you may want to share your email with that person, because basically what they can do is go in, see where the conflicts lie, see where you have openings, and actually put something in there for you. And that way you don't miss anything and you don't miss any money or anything that may go along. And again, this right here, I'm going to cancel this because I don't use this particular email for that. That's something different, but you can definitely use it. I hope that you guys are having a good time. Let me know you are. I do have you. Thank you so much for joining me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Periscope, and on Twitch. You guys are amazing. Yes. And I am having a great time. Definitely, I'm having a great time. So we're at event notifications. So If you want to add an event notification and you want to kind of notify yourself of what's going on, I do suggest your notifications be on your phone. And I do suggest that you do it about an hour before, so you might want to take it up about 50 minutes or 60 minutes before your event. Okay. So that way you don't miss out. And if you did forget it, it'll give you an hour to literally catch up with yourself and get it done. So that I'm going to actually leave for 60 minutes. So that's my preference. And again, I do that because remember, I am taking an hour in between each task that I have to kind of settle down and maybe grab a bite to eat, maybe breathe and relax and take a moment for myself, because you don't want to overdo and overwork yourself because you become less productive as the day goes on. So you want to keep that productivity going. Okay. You can also do all day event notifications. So let's say you're a speaker and you have a conference that you have to go to all day. You can add a notification the day beforehand. So let's go ahead and then let's say you're one day before. See that? One day before at 9 a.m. So I'm not going to do that because obviously I don't have an all day event coming up yet. I did my conference a month ago. And so I put my notification in, but I don't have any conferences coming up until the end of June. So I'm not going to put anything up yet because I'm setting all of that up now. But your notifications can come the day before. It can also come 2 days, 3 days, 4 days before. So that way you can notify yourself of your event when you need to speak, or if it's an all-day vacation that's coming up and you're just doing a countdown. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for all of that. And that's going to be something there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm going to take a sip of water. All right. So with that in mind, that's a lot. That's a lot. And this video will remain up on YouTube. Please like this video, comment, and if you have any suggestions, remember, this is a basic tutorial of what you will see when you go in and you actually start setting up your Google Calendar. I do suggest that you do this. This is an amazing thing that you can do. It's really, really good. And again, I have my Google Calendar, and I'm going to show you what my calendar looks like. And so my calendar here, I have it set up on my phone. And this is what my calendar looks like. Let me see if I can kind of pull it up here. Hold on a second. I want to make sure that you guys see this. So give me 1 second. My calendar, that's what it looks like. And then down at the bottom down here, I actually haven't filled anything out, but you can see that my calendar has different it has different colors to it, and we're going to work on that too, because you don't want everything to look the same because you get confused. So like my different colors would be like purple. It might be a regular job I have to do. Orange is always, or yellow. It's like a deep yellow. It's always my personal stuff that I'm doing, or conferences that I'm attending, something personal for me that I decided I want to do for me, and there's blue and there's all different kinds of colors. So let's go ahead and go back to the Google Calendar. And let's go down other notifications. So you have new events, changed events, canceled events. Now I'm going to say here that please go ahead and email yourself a notification of a canceled event. If someone, let's say that you have a calendar and someone scheduled on your calendar and all of a sudden they cancel it, it's really good to get an email notification letting you know that you no longer have that obligation. Because what will happen is then you can either fill it or decide not to fill it. Take that moment for yourself and just kind of, hey, I'm good. We don't need to fill this with anything. And the one thing that I love about Google Calendar, or any calendar for that fact, is that you do have that option. You do have that option of anything that's being canceled to take that moment and just say, you know what, we don't need to fill it. It's actually going to stay filled with nothing. And I'm just going to relax, maybe even take the moment to be with my family and relax and just chill out. So event responses, okay, you can have someone respond to your calendar, and anything that might be, any notes that might come up, anything, any ideas, the responses are wonderful to have them emailed to you. And your daily agenda, receive a daily email with the agenda for this calendar. I do suggest you do that. So every day you're going to receive an email with all the things that you have scheduled for the following day. Important, to say the least. You need that. You need that, because what happens is when you receive that, you can actually gear yourself up and say, you know what, I could do this, but I can't do that yet because this didn't go through. Let me go back to my calendar. Let me edit this. Let me get this out of there, and then I will be good to go. So you can also integrate. I mean, let me tell you something. There is so many things to do. And so there's a lot more things, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to remove your calendar, delete your calendar. You can do all that. Okay. There's a secret address in iCal. I am not using this. I'm not going to let anyone see this. This is something that's private, and please do not show this to anybody. Okay. So your calendar, integrate your calendar and all that other stuff. You can do that. Okay. So, and all of this stuff down here, your embedded calendar and all that, that can be great. So with that in mind, I'm good to go. Now watch this. I'm going to go back to my settings. And now you see new clients. However, I don't like the color. And so I do want to see my new clients. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and make sure the box is checked off. Go to the 3 dots over here, and you're going to get more settings. Display this only. Okay. I have no new clients right now, guys. Hide from list or settings and sharing. What I want to do is, because this is very important, I want to make sure that this is red, because to me, my next client is going to be very important to me, that I have this new client, that I know who this new client is and everything. So let's go ahead and set up a fake client for today. So today's date is the 10th. And it's May. So let's go to May. Today's May 10th. Let's go ahead and schedule a client for tomorrow. So now you see new clients. You see the regular, the red, and you see what we just did. You can also click it over to your name if you like. So we're not going to do that. We're going to leave it red, and we're going to go ahead and add title. And we're going to go ahead here, and we're going to say a meeting with new client. Right? Now, it's not an all-day thing. Automatically, what happens when you do this and you go ahead and you set up, you're going to double click on the date. So I'm going to take you back again. I'm going to discard. I'm going to take you back again. I'm going to double click on that date. Again, this is what I need to do. Okay. So one better notifications. We recommend using desktop notifications. Again, I'm going to dismiss this because I don't want that. It's already on my phone. So I'm going to do again, meeting with new client. I'm going to check off the all day because it's not going to be all day. And I'm going to put my new meeting at 9:30 to 10. Do you see that? A time zone is available if you want to change the time zone. Again, you can change the time zone right here, like I said before, okay? Or you can remove all time zones. I don't suggest that because it gets kind of confusing, but you can if you want to. All right, so then down here, events and titles, add location. You can put the location. You can put New York or wherever you live. See that? New York City. Notification. I always put it an hour in advance. You can put it, you can actually do it however you want. Here, you're going to put free. Visibility, private. Okay, the events of this cannot be seen by others unless they have at least make changes to events permission for this calendar. So now I've made this private. I can add my description down here. New client meeting for upcoming reservation. Okay. And I can also invite other people. Okay. So I can add guests. Your guests would be emails. So I can put it here, info@yayadiamond.com. It'll invite me, okay? And they have to have make changes. So I have to put here, I'm going to check out modify event because down here it says that okay, they have to have this permission in order to see this, and I'm keeping this private between me and my client. So I'm going to send it to my client. This is just a fake email. This is my email, but it's going to go to me. So I've done everything, meeting with new client, and I can even put the name of the client name. Okay. And then from here, I save. Would you like to send invitation emails to Google Calendar guests? Send. Bang. It sent it to info@yayadiamond.com. It also scheduled my new meeting. So when I double click it, I can either save it or I can click on it and it comes up. I also have the option of join with Google Meet, which is a video platform that Google has that you can actually join in on. And that's something we're going to talk about another time. So with that in mind, that is how you set up Google Calendar. And I am telling you, if you do not have this, this is going to be one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Put yourself on a calendar, get yourself on a schedule. Even if the schedule says 2 or 3 things, I do suggest you take off the to-do lists. Please, no more to-do lists. I'm going to tell you why. To-do lists are great, but it's a to-do list. But when do you do it? Whenever you want, right? And a lot of times the to-do list doesn't get done because I can do that tomorrow because it's a to-do list. But a calendar tells you, no, this is when you do it. This is the day. This is the time. This is when it's going to get done. And it's more of an urgency to get it done than a to-do list. So I'm just saying. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. And this has been a very basic tutorial on Google Calendar, how to make your very first entry into Google Calendar, why you should do Google Calendar. So now here is the bonus. The bonus is a wonderful thing. When you go into your Google Calendar, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. When you go into your Google Calendar, this is the beautiful thing about Google Calendar. If you look over here where your initials are, you're going to have all of your emails. But look at this. You have Google Search, Maps, YouTube, Google Play, News, Gmail, your Meet, your chat, your contacts, because you can save your contacts from your phone to your Google Gmail. So if you do ever change your phone number or your phone, you can actually download your contacts from your Google account. Wonderful. I've done it a few times. You have your Google Drive, the calendar, the Duo, Photos, Translate. A lot of people don't understand that you do have Google Translate right there at your Gmail. You do not have to type in Google Translate or translate into the Google search bar. You just go straight to your Gmail, go and click on these dots here, these 9 dots. It'll take you straight to Translate. You also have shopping. If you keep going, this is the beauty about this whole thing. Google has integrated so many wonderful things that we're going to be talking about. Just with Google alone, you don't really need a lot more. I'm going to tell you right now. Google Finance, Google Docs. I use Google Docs a lot because we're going to be talking about that later. But Google Docs is a free program. You can use it. You can drag pictures in there. You can do PDFs. You can create. You can do books there. You can do everything there in Google Docs. You don't need to do any. I mean, literally, it's wonderful. Google Sheets, slides. You can make slides in Google. Books. Google has books that you can read. Blogger. You can do a blog. Jamboard. Keep. Hangout. Classroom. Earth collections. Look at this. Look at this. Arts and culture, ads, podcasts, Google Podcasts, Dream Chasers Radio is right there. You don't need to do a search if you have a Google email. Just go to your 9 dots, click on it, scroll down, go straight to podcasts. Travel. You can travel with Google, but I'd rather you travel with me. But travel with Google. Google One. We have all these, and there's more, guys. Look at this. There is more. There's more. More featured products, helping small businesses. I mean, come on. Come on, look at this. We have so many different wonderful things that we could be using right here for Google. And you can also learn with Google, and you can get certified and start making money by being a scholar. There's the Pixel. There is so many different things that you can do with Google. And we're going to be talking about this for developers, for businesses. I mean, look at this. If we are making excuses not to do something, I just say we don't need to be making excuses not to do something. We definitely need to be on Google, looking at all the different things that Google has, because I seriously think that we are missing, and I wanted to show you, and I'm going to see if I'm sharing the correct screen here. And let me go ahead and share the other screen I was talking about. So if you're looking here, I'm going to go back up. Google has helpful products for everyone. Explore all products. I'm not going to press that button yet, but look at this. Plan a perfect weekend with Google Assist features. Google Assistant. You can plan a weekend with Google Assistant. Literally, they have this whole thing covered, guys. Literally, Google wants you to stay on their site. This is the biggest thing about having a website. Staying on the site is important. And I am just now figuring out that I need to do and upgrade a lot of my different things since I've been doing that, but I'm doing it one at a time with my Google Calendar. I am scheduling myself to upgrade my calendar, to upgrade my website, to do different things. And I want you to do that too, if that is something that you need to do. And obviously, if you're watching this video today, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we have a lot of videos there, a lot of interviews there, but we're going to be doing a lot of different Diamond Mondays from here to there, where I schedule and we talk about different things that I'm implementing and that I know can help you. And that's free. This is all totally free. You do not have to pay a penny for anything that I am telling you today. It's definitely something that we need to get into. So you have Google for small businesses, you have Google Meet, all of these things. You even have products down here. Look at all of these things down here. Did you even know that everything that they had for Google was here? Look at this. Look at this. All the products. Now, this is all the products for all. Now, watch this for businesses. You see that? And now for developers. So there is something for everyone. They want you to use their products. And I'm telling you, some of these things, yes, you do have to pay for. I'm not going to lie to you. A majority of them are free. And so I think that because we don't know about these things, we don't get the chance to use them. But I'm telling you today that Google has a lot of different things. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I am not sponsored. I am not trying to get you to go to Google. What I'm trying to do is show you that we have a lot of different resources at our fingertips, literally on our phone, that we can pick up and actually do. You can actually program that same thing on your phone. And we're going to talk about that in another video. And I hope that you had a wonderful time today. I'm going to go ahead and see where you guys are, see if I'm missing any comments, because I want to make sure that I haven't missed anything. And if I did miss your comment, I am so sorry. Thank you. Great information. Thank you so much. I love it. Thank you, Miriam. All right. So we got that. See, I didn't see that earlier. Let's see what we got here. Thank you, Miriam, for that. And I hope that that helps you and, and helps you to schedule better. So let me see. Okay. And then we have YouTube. I'm here, Periscope, Twitch. Let's see. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio. Please don't forget to subscribe or follow wherever you're listening or watching in at. And that, let me see if we have anything. And don't forget that it's something that we have to do. We definitely have to schedule ourselves. I'm going to tell you that if you haven't been scheduling yourself and getting yourself together, that's going to be even harder for you to actually get anything done. So go ahead and use Google Calendar. You'll get better at it. And we'll talk about different other things that we can integrate into the Google Calendar and other things that we can use in Google that's free on the next Diamond Monday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, don't forget to dare to be different. But don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Watch the videos. I am looking to get 4,000 hours, and I don't have 4,000 hours, only because people, they don't think that the videos are relevant, but let me tell you something. You can learn something from these videos. Learn them. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, don't forget to dare to be different.